Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Say Varupa Devidasi and Ananda Sundari, you're together. You're together in the temple.
No, Maharaj. Dandavad pranams.
Dandavats. No, we just at home by me.
Just at your home?
Yes.
They look like twins.
You do. Quite like twins.
Tilak. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
And we're also with Jai Gauranga Das. Jai Gauranga.
What's the first one, Maharaj?
Okay, well done, Jai Gauranga Prabhu. And it is early in the morning. It's 4 a.m. in Italy, I believe. So well done. Jai Gauranga, he heard the diary. We were reading Srila Prabhupada's diary when he was crossing on the Jaladuta boat. And he said, and I got up this morning, 3 a.m., as I usually do. So Jai Gauranga heard that, and now he's thinking, yes, this is the standard. All right. And we are surrounded by devotees. Back, left, back, right, front, left, front, right, all around. So we're surrounded by devotees. We have Leela Moy Prabhu, and we have Priya Sundari Devi Dasi, and you've all met each other, in fact, online, if not in person. In fact, you've all met each other, including Anu Krishna Reddy, because these two are from Brazil. They were with us there. All right. And Chintamani Devi Dasi just joined from an unknown location somewhere in the USA, maybe, probably. From Chintamani to everyone, Dandavad. All right. Happy birthday, Praneshwari Devi Dasi. Oh, there's no secrets in this world, are there? Happy birthday. Okay, we got happy birthday, Paramanand, who just came in also.
Sevarupa.
Sevarupa is a good friend to the devotees, sharing auspicious days with us. Jai. And here's Jai Gauranga Prabhu, live in the banya. Are you in the banya or in the roof? Attic. Where are you?
I'm in my room, Maharaj, right next to Madhurananda.
Oh, okay. Is it looking very wooden?
That's my bed upstairs.
The bunk bed. Okay, it's the bottom of the bunk bed. Got it. All right. Okay, dear devotees, let us begin. We've got Chintamani with us, and we've got Lynn. Lynn just joined also, very regular with us. Yes, Lynn, Hare Krishna. So let us begin as we do. It's good for us. Mini Vandana. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Pada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavams Cha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tan Sa Jivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitan Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitanscha. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Anmilitam Jaina Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Mahavaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gora Tvijay Namaha. Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Well, as it's Praneshri Devidasi's birthday, then we can be reminded of how rare it is to get a human birth, and out of that human birth, how rare it is to get connection with devotion to Krishna, to get connection in the line of devotion. And then we can take from rare to more rare, because this line of devotion that we've come to, it is that line which is coming from the Lord himself to this world as Gauranga Mahaprabhu. And so we can add rare to rare to rare to rare, like rolling the dice with not just how many heads are on a dice? Six heads on a dice. But a dice with like many, many heads, we roll that dice, and then the winning number comes up, and then amongst there we again roll it, and again the winning number comes up, and then again we roll it and the winning number comes up, like millions and millions and millions to one. This chance, so rare to get a human birth. And this morning we were chanting bhajans, and Keshavananda Prabhu, who just joined us, so going to have a long life as we mentioned his name, Keshavananda, who chose one kirtan, one of the bhajans in the songbook this morning, which began with how rare it is to get a human birth, and then emphasizing to us that once we have this human birth, once we've met the sadhus, once we've come in touch with Gauranga's descending grace, then we have to hold on to that, take that as our whole life and soul, because it is so rare, and there is no other prospect in this world. The only other prospect is very happy for the dogs and jackals and the worms, but is very unhappy for the owner of our body, us, whose body just goes to be a festival for the dogs and jackals. And the first line of that song was, Durlabha Manava Janma. Extremely rare to get that birth. So, well done, Praneshwari Devidasi. We congratulate you on getting your birth. Hare Krishna.
Maharaj, I'm really blessed because Srila Gurudev, out of his infinite mercy, he just said, let me give you something. And he gave me connection. He gave me connection with the Vaishnavas. He gave me the chance to try to serve, to try to please, to try to give a little bit. And I'm learning so much every single day, Maharaj. Today, Seva sent me the most wonderful gift in the world for my birthday, Maharaj. She sent me a photo of Srila Gurudev that I had never seen before. And I asked her, where did you get it? I want to see more. I want to see more. I want to have a good resolution to enlarge it. And she gave me the link. And when I checked the link, it's a devotee from Venezuela who's living in Spain. And I contacted her and she said, I don't have that original. So now I'm on my quest to find that original to have it enlarged. A beautiful, beautiful photo. I don't know where was it taken. It looks like Italy, but I'm not sure. Gurudev is on a scooter outside on the streets, and he's about to take a cup of garam jal served on a table. And it's such a sweet photo, Maharaj. I've been delighted all day, just imagining the moment, the pleasure, the happiness that he had that moment.
Praneshwari, you're telling us all about this photo, and we're getting very strong appetite and hunger.
I
What
have
do we
to find it, Maharaj. I have
What
to
do we
find it.
have to do to come begging at your door and say, oh, can we see this photo? At least I can be impartial and say, well, if you like to show the photo, maybe I can help say where it is from. Hare Krishna.
Of course, I will share it, Maharaj, but I want to share it when I get a good resolution, because now it's very small. So if I share it, it won't. Of course, with the eyes in your heart, you will see the beauty. But with your other eyes, your material eyes, you will say, hey, but it's too pixelated. You have to give me a better resolution. It's so beautiful, Maharaj. So exquisite. Anything that is connected with Gurudev is absolutely perfect and beautiful.
You know,
Even if it's pixelated.
one day I was standing beside Gurudev, and there were so many devotees on his veranda, the regular veranda where he always was until the very last months in Calcutta. And I was standing like diagonally, not exactly beside him, but a little diagonally. I was on the side, and actually to make room so that the devotees can sit. And I was there, and it just struck me, just watching Gurudev in his way that he's talking with the devotees and interacting, that really how handsome was Gurudev. Very handsome, and his features all like strong features, and those long, long ears.
And long arms.
Long arms. And auspicious face and everything about him. But one day, that day in Calcutta, like somehow this very beautiful figure jumped out. Hare Krishna. We have some inside contact here. Huh?
You have to see not on gallery.
Yeah, I see it. I see the picture.
There is a flag at the back, so maybe this is not Italy.
Except that house looks very Italian.
That expression on his face. I mean, he's preparing his garam jal with the sugar and the cream. This is Gurudev. So spontaneous, so loving, so sweet.
All right. Okay, well, I do thank you for sharing and definitely appreciating this picture. And I think this is one that we could ask actually to Munindra.
Okay.
Munindra Mohan Prabhu, he may well be able to help us out with this.
The kind of a scooter and the house, but the thing is the flag at the back. I said, well, maybe this is not Italy. But I loved it. When she sent it, I was just like, wow. Because I had never seen it before.
Yeah, we have, I can't say infinite, but we have a whole flow of, like pictures in our mind of Srila Gurudev and of Srila Guru Maharaj, of course. Throughout their leelas, Gurudev's changing face when he's talking with devotees, his happiness and his glance of chastisement also. He would throw a glance of like disapproval of something, and he'd throw in other glances, glances of inspiration, like giving an answer to a question, and also glances of approval. Obviously, disapproval, then there must be also the glance of approval. But so many things. But his changing face as he's talking with devotees, hearing news on the phone, and even on the phone, sometimes we can't hear what's being said on the other side, but we see Gurudev's like expression. You come like this, go like this, thinking. Very expressive. And Gurudev, there's this expression like an open book. somehow or another, like Gurudev's mood, he shows what he's feeling. He lives what he feels. And unfortunately, then we know sometimes that Gurudev is stretching himself beyond his energy, the energy that he's got physically, we can say, in his later days. He's really stretching himself to give himself to the devotees and giving so many hints about, now, please, I can't speak anymore, I need a little rest. And the devotees still kind of not leaving, staying with Gurudev. And how tolerant was Gurudev? So many of us could understand what he wanted, but sometimes the devotees couldn't understand what he wanted, and it was painful when the devotees would kind of cause extra strain on Gurudev, who's already being super generous in his whole life. So anyhow, lots of interactions with Gurudev and his associates. By the way, Parshad is an eternal associate. Prashad is mercy. Well, we usually think of it in the terms of rice, dal and sabji, don't we? Or chapati or dosa or something like this. But prashad is mercy. So prashad, it's prashad cloth that's come from Guru, etc. But parshad is not prashad. It's not prashad, wrongly spelled, a typo in the songbook. Parshad is an eternal associate. And Parshad is Parshad. It's not somebody's Parshad for a few days and okay, as they say in ISKCON, bloop, is no longer a Parshad. I mean, a Parshad is an eternal associate. So Srila Saraswati Thakur came with his Parshad. And Guru Maharaj came with his Parshad. And here we are connected there. In this lifetime, Durlabha, very rarely obtained. Hare Krishna. Okay, look, we've got a grand assembly here, and we have Paramananda out of camera, but on camera, if I turn it around. And we have over here Muktinath Prabhu, out of camera, but on camera if we turn it around. And so we have a whole gathering here to meet with you, to hear from you, and to share something about Bhakta basics. And Ramasundar Prabhu, seated here beside me, has been preparing all morning something special to say. He has, you may laugh, but I asked him long time ago this morning, be prepared. And he said, yes, I say something. Because he's simultaneously a new devotee and an experienced devotee, because he's been doing lots of responsible seva. And seva, as Srila Gurudev very aptly gave of course every example is apt, but very sweetly gave an example. The football always comes to the foot of the good football player. So we have here Ramasundar Prabhu, who's a new devotee in terms of the millennium that has passed since Srila Prabhupada came to the world. But he's also an experienced devotee. So on the theme of back to basics, we're going to hear a few words from Ramasundar Prabhu. Loud and clear so all can hear. Kindly.
Vṛndāvan, everyone. Well, then on the theme of BBBC, I guess there's a quote that I always like to fall back on, and it's like when you're feeling very, very, like hopeless, you can say, but there's always hope, of course. Then this quote is always the sort of rebooter from Srila Govinda Maharaj. And I've said it a lot, but it's, what I've been thinking about this morning. And then it's saying that like there's no need to fear any like illusion or like, illusory environment, but he's talking about, the illusion within ourselves, that there's no need to fear any of this. And because you like when you're being overtaken by your internal enemies like lust, karma, or lust, anger, greed, etc. That if you're sincere, then you will get help. So you call out loudly the name of the Vaishnavas and you pray to the Vaishnavas. And if you're sincere, then they'll surely help you. And he said, because of, like we have connection with Srila Guru Maharaj, and he said, like, many quotes similar to this, like, then your service position is already sealed, basically. It's already a done deal, and it's only a matter of time, sort of thing. So then it, continues, like, so what can I say? Like he says in the quote, what can I say from this? The only thing I can say is proceed, proceed, proceed. There was one other thing I said. Hold on.
And the foggy sky must timely leave your vision.
Yeah, like that. Oh my God, I had one thing and then I'm blanking it now.
I have a question for Ramsden.
Okay.
Bit loud. Oh.
What is the most difficult situation you have encountered recently during your seva here?
Okay, in case you couldn't hear the question, it was from Paramananda Prabhu, who's a little far from the microphone. And he's asking to Ramasundara Prabhu, what is the most difficult situation you have found yourself in here?
How you have dealt with that?
And how have you dealt with that? That's the answer.
Well, not to be too specific, just in general, there's many challenging circumstances. And I'd say, the Guru Maharaj says, like, we must constantly have like internal analysis, like how sincere am I, how much of the real thing am I really, after, like, am I after the real thing actually, or is this, I'm just doing this out of formality and stuff. So I'd say that is how to get, for me personally, how to get through difficult circumstances is just, it's you hit a wall sort of thing, and then you have to just analyze what is this wall and why am I hitting it, and understand that it's all, prasadam, it's all coming from Krishna. Nothing's been given to you or presented to you that hasn't been, like seen and like willing, like consciously, of course, because it's Krishna, consciously given from Krishna for your, personal development. So actually it's the environment is giving you the like most necessary thing for you to proceed. So in that sense, that's how I would try and get through difficult circumstances, so to speak.
Is that very difficult, Ramsden?
Is that very difficult?
Yeah.
Asks Paramananda.
It is definitely difficult and challenging, but like what I was saying about that quote with Gurudev, he's just saying proceed, proceed, proceed. So, and that's the only way to go, basically, no matter how difficult it is. I like one quote from Srila Goswami Maharaj. One time he was saying, like, no matter how painful it is, like how difficult, like, don't leave the boat of Mahaprabhu no matter what. So I was like, as long as you stay in the boat, even if, like, you have to like curl up in a ball in the back of the boat because of how, difficult it can be, like, just don't jump out of the boat. Otherwise, there's nothing, basically.
But I can't understand how Ramsundar Prabhu can be facing any difficulties, because he's surrounded by such sweet devotees who are always there to give backing. So I think it's some theory he's been reading in the book. Hare Krishna. Did you come up with your second thought?
I'm still thinking.
Okay. We may come back to Ramchandra Prabhu in a few minutes with the part 2 of what he had already prepared to share with you, which must be good. And in the meantime, we've got Keshavananda Prabhu sitting right beside me, and he's already ready. He's always ready, but he knows from early today to say something about the back to basics, how to be firm in our basics. So here's Keshavananda Prabhu live.
Krishna to devotee. Nice to see everyone in different parts of the world. But this morning we were going, at least by heart, to the Radha Damodar temple, our neighbors in Vṛndāvan. And really they're our neighbors, you know, they're not exactly, but they're the sort of neighbors you can go around to borrow a cup of sugar from. I remember one time when they had yogurt. They had, as they say in America, they had a big pot of yogurt. They had too much yogurt and they brought it round for us. And I remember taking this yogurt and it was like something from another planet, another universe. The yogurt from the cows in Radha Damodar with their little goshalas inside the temple, and the baby cows are always in the front. And anyway, we're remembering Radha Damodar temple, our neighbors. In fact, our temple in Vṛndāvan is within the boundary wall of the Radha Damodar temple, that area, because today is the disappearance of Garba Goswami, and his samadhi is there in the Radha Damodar temple. It's only it's a small one, but it's right opposite the Bhajan Kutir and the samadhi of Rupa Goswami. So it's included in the parikrama when you go into the Radha. You come out of our gate, Ki Jai, and across the road, Jai Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Ki Jai. When we come out, we turn left and we go just round the corner, and there's the very humble but beautiful gate door of Radha Damodar temple. And then we enter there and take darshan of Radha Damodar. Many deities there, actually. There's Hare Krishna.
Radha Vṛndāvan Chandra.
Radha Vṛndāvan Chandra, the deities of Krishnadas Kaviraj. And they're big deities. And we're thinking, well, Krishnadas Kaviraj used to live in our Gurudev's place just across the road. So almost certainly these deities used to live there as well. And then there's Lalita and Radha Damodar together. Then there's Radha Madhava, deities of Jayadev Goswami. And then there's the deities of Radha Child Chikan, who were the deities of Bhurgava Goswami. Yeah, so his deities are also in there. And so we're bowing to the deities at Radha Damodar. And of course, there's the big Govardhan Shila, big one like this, flat and big, with Krishna's footprint in it and the footprint of a cow and so many auspicious signs that was given to Sanatan Goswami in his old age, because he was walking around Govardhan Hill every day. And finally, Krishna couldn't really tolerate this because his old and dear devotee is going to so much trouble and difficulty to do his parikrama. So he appeared in the form of a cowherd boy, I think. It's often the way with these Padashads of the Lord, and presented this Shalagam Shila to him. Govardhan Shila to him, and was told that if you can do 4 times around the Shila, then you have completed Govardhan Parikrama is complete. So when the devotees come to the Radha Damodar temple, they do parikrama up the whole temple and the samadhis, and 4 times, with the idea that this is as good as doing parikrama of Govardhan Hill. However, as Sridhar Maharaj points out, that instruction and promise was made to Sanatan Goswami. If you walk around this, so we still go to Govardhan Hill and do our parikram there too. But so we go there, we offer our obeisances to the deities, and then we begin the parikrama around the whole temple. There's many different samadhis there. The samadhi of Jiva Goswami is there. The samadhi of Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is there. The samadhi of Rupa Goswami is there. And then just by those is this small samadhi of Vṛndāvan Goswami. So he's not a personality that we hear so much about all the time. But Lokanath Goswami and Vṛndāvan Goswami were direct associates of Mahaprabhu. I was just reading from the Bhakti Ratnakar that even before his sannyas, Mahaprabhu sent Lokanath Goswami to Vṛndāvan to begin to look for the holy places, and told him, very soon I, Mahaprabhu, will take sannyas, and when I do, I will also come there. And Lokanath Goswami was so devastated by the thought of this beautiful Nimai Pandit shaving his beautiful hair that he burst into tears and was absolutely inconsolable. And his friend Vṛndāvan came to him and said, "Oh, I'll come with you." With, you know, they were very, very close friends. And a disciple of Gadadhar Pandit, the Chaitanya Charitamrita says he's a branch of the Gadadhar Pandit. He's a part of the Gadadhar Pandit branch of the tree. So very elevated Vaishnava, and named Bu is the earth, and Garbha is like a cave or like a womb, something like that, cave, a hole in the earth, because he used to live in a hole in the earth. In fact, it was said that he was born from the earth, but I can't say any more about that. Another mysterious parashad of Mahaprabhu, a dear friend of Lokanath Goswami, and he's living next door in his samadhi. He's performing his service next door in the temple of Jiva Goswami, Shri Radha Damodar temple. So we come past there, we come past his samadhi, and then we come to the rooms of Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who stayed there for 6 years in this temple. 6 years in a very, you know, just a humble room, the sort of room that if we've been in India and we've been in temples, we can expect much simpler than the temple, the devotees' rooms in our temple just next door, where we have marble floor that Gurudev made and attached bathroom and all these things. Not like that. Just a little bare room, and this was if you sit, Srila Prabhupada said that when he sat in his room, he could see the deities. He had the darshan of Radha Damodar from his sitting place. That sometimes we sit there and we can see the deities, and we can remember Srila Prabhupada as a, you know, a humble sannyasi with no money or anything like that, but this great wealth within him and a determination to go to the Western countries to fulfill the order of his spiritual master, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and not to go empty-handed, but to go with the Srimad Bhagavatam and the Bhagavad Gita as it is. So we can remember him sitting in Radha Damodar and attending the Mongol Arati and hearing the bells of Vṛndāvan ringing from 3 o'clock in the summer at Radha Shama Sundar temple. They get it very early. And
they go back to bed, it sounds, because then they close the doors.
Hare Krishna. So so we can remember Srila Prabhupada living there, you know, no doubt taking his bath somewhere with a bucket and a lota, and rendering into English, going through, you know, his trunk of books. What must have his trunk of books look like, or be? I mean, we can only bow down to that trunk of books where he's got the commentary of Sridhar Swami on Bhagavatam, anyway, he's got his resource, his reference books, as well as the Bhagavatam itself, in order to translate and to give his Bhaktivedanta purport. So this is another, I mean, Radha Damodar temple is like the spiritual world sort of in itself. It's so inconceivably wonderful, and so many personalities are connected there. And of course, our own Srila Sridhar Maharaj, our own, our Srila Sridhar Maharaj is also there at the lotus feet of Rupa Goswami, serving him, serving her there. But Srila Govinda Maharaj, there's many samadhis there. I mean, I've talked about the main ones, but there's many others in there. And Gurudev didn't really want to put Srila Sridhar Maharaj in a jumbled group of samadhis. He wanted a dignified and proper position for him. And so when the temple came mystically, the temple of Vṛndāvan temple in Seva Kunj, then Gurudev knew that this would be the place for the Pushpa Samadhi of Srila Sridhar Maharaj, where he could serve those devotees, serve Mahaprabhu, serve the divine couple in an appropriate place. And I remember it's changed now, because we know buildings get built and progress goes on. But I remember the first time I went to the guest house in Vṛndāvan, and in the top floor, in a big room, lots of devotees sleeping on the floor and beds, and we were packed in there because Gurudev was there. And I opened the what they call them, the shutters, anyway, I opened the window, and I was looking directly at Rupa Goswami's samadhi. It was right there. I just sort of bowed down immediately. I was just opening the window. I hadn't expected to go for darshan of Rupa Goswami's Jankutir. So anyway, we always like to have a little parikrama. It is still the month of Kartik, so it's appropriate to remember some of these places and the personality today of Vṛndāvan Goswami. And
Prema Sindhu Prabhu, good, very good to see you, Prema Sindhu Prabhu. You're very often hidden, and you are reminding us of the Govardhan, Sri Anu Giriraj temple, right behind you there. Wonderful. And Prabhu, so good to see your smiling face. Brings joy to Gurudev and brings joy to us all, especially remembrance of your face with Gurudev and Gurudev's face with you. And that's genuine. I mean, that's really a statement. It is not making something up. We are very happy, Prabhu. Your microphone is off. Microphone, click.
Now, can you hear me, Maharaj?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, my dandavats to you, Maharaj, and to all the Vaishnavas, dandavats, and my heartfelt greetings to everyone. And it's so nice to be here. And I wish that we all were here, but we're all here by heart. And this is so very special, brings back a lot of memories. So a little small tour, just to bring back some memories. Is it okay?
Please, Prabhu. We are very grateful to you for this. Is it foggy? Is it a little foggy?
Very foggy, Maharaj, very foggy. It is cold, yeah. It's winter, and it's very cold, very foggy, as we can see there, very foggy, and it's very cold. So we, got our big jackets on and things like that. So, but anyway, little bit of a parikram. So yeah, here we are at our temple of love and affection. This is Gurudev's Samadhi Mandir.
Jai Shri
As we all
Gurudev
know.
Ki Jai.
Jai. Unfortunately, now they're busy doing some puja, so it's closed. But we'll just do some parikram, one round of parikram around Gurudev Samadhi Mandir.
Jai. We are with you on the parikram. Jai.
Jai, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
The trees
Jai.
have grown nicely. They're growing nicely.
Very nice. Padmanabha Maharaj was just telling me yesterday that, that was Gurudev's desire, is always to have trees here. And,
Yes.
he started growing trees 6-7 years ago. And, sorry, I'm just putting on my shoes. So he started growing trees 6-7 years ago. But if you look at the trees that have grown so quickly and really came into this big forest, this Vṛndāvan, which is so beautiful. And he said he planted each and every a tree that Guru Maharaj loved. And he made sure that he planted each and every tree of that type. So this is very special. And then we come to our Sri Sri Anu Giriraj Mandir. And yeah, it is even closed. The pujaris are busy now. So I'll just try to go into the temple.
Side door.
Maybe
Side
back
door.
from the side. Yes, side, Maharaj. Maharaj, Yes. Side. You more familiar. And that's our prasadam room, our kitchen out there. Yes, Maharaj, you're right. Some in from the side. And our Maharaj is sitting, Bhakti Padmanabha Maharaj sitting and doing our normal class. And this is the altar. And this is the inside of the temple.
The acoustics in there are not good.
That's our pujari here. This is our pujari.
Jai.
Madhusudan Maharaj and all the devotees from Italy. From Italy, Madhusudan Maharaj and all the devotees from Ananda. Right? That's our pujari. Unfortunately, it's closed now. The pujari is busy, but just a little smaller tour. This is the back of our temple, and we have a nice, very nice garden out there.
You're growing.
And nice vegetables growing. And mostly the vegetables that we eat now is taken from the garden. And the garden is quite big. And we're getting a lot of vegetables from there. Maharaj, you can hear me?
Yes, we can. And the vegetables are growing because there's a covered area there, isn't there? And so that's protected from the monkeys.
From the monkeys, yes. And Maharaj was just telling me that actually these monkeys all over from Vṛndāvan to Govardhan, the monkeys are uncontrollable. They're snatching people's glasses, people's phones. And, just seeing yesterday how they snatched this one Mataji's phone. And then someone had to throw up a fruity. And as soon as they throw up the fruity, then they drop the glasses.
But
And
was
so
that
that is
was that in Govardhan or in Vṛndāvan?
in Vṛndāvan, in Vṛndāvan.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, yes. And so, yeah, Maharaj said they are very controlled, and especially at our mat, is like, you know, they have some system to keep them away. I think one devotee has a caterpillar, and when they just see the caterpillar, then they just run. So and I've seen, I'm here now for 2 days, 2 full days, and I you know, they hardly, you don't even see them around. And if you see them, they very well behave, not causing any mischief.
The thing is, in Govardhan, they do have some natural food, whereas in Vṛndāvan, their natural food supply has been basically stopped due to all the development. So they have to think other ways of getting their food. So they do business more in Vṛndāvan. Yes.
Yes, I heard of that. And this is our Smriti Tulsi Maharani here.
Yes. And protected from the monkeys by that cage also, because the monkeys otherwise come and eat her.
Yes, yes, yes. And then this is our living quarters here.
Yeah. Are you staying in this? Are you staying in this building?
No, I'm staying across the other building. I'll go there now. And I remember, Maharaj, this is the building that we initially stayed in, if I'm right.
Correct.
And
Gurudev's room is to the left. If you just go to the left, the furthest room. Yes. So in the corner here, yes, that door that we see, this was Gurudev's first room. And this is the first building that was made. And Gurudev stayed here. And he would sit just where you're holding the camera, just to the left of the door. We'd have a nice sitting place for him. And the devotee, just here he'll sit. And then all this corridor behind you, behind the camera now, then that will be crowded with devotees coming to hear Srila Gurudev's talk and have his darshan and just to be with him. Also, kirtan, before the temple came, this is where we'd have some evening program, some morning program. Very, very beautiful memories of here with Gurudev.
Yes. And then this, I think this is the building, the living quarters that came up after that. After this one is where we're living now, and where I'm here with Mahayogi Maharaj, His Holiness Mahayogi Maharaj, and myself, and Uma. Uma is staying in this building as well.
Yes.
This building here.
Yes, yes. And that's Gurudev's quarters. The top floor, this corner, that veranda and the room is Srila Gurudev's room. Oh, yes, trees are nicely grown.
So, Maharaj, and from what Maharaj was telling me, this is in a period of 6-7 years that this tree is, and everyone can't believe that how quickly this tree has grown. But because it was the desire of Gurudev that he wanted all these trees, and we can understand why these trees are flourishing like this here and just so beautiful.
And he must be taking care of them. Sripad Padmanabha Maharaj must be taking care of them by watering, etc. Otherwise, they will not be looking so good at all, not so healthy. So well done to him for not only planting, but maintaining them.
So upstairs, Maharaj, on the right, you see there on the right, that is where Gurudev's room is. His Bhajan Kutir is on the right.
Yes, indeed, Prabhu. Veranda, room, and again, very happy memories. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So are you going to do Govardhan Parikrama today by foot?
Maharaj, I did it yesterday.
Okay,
and I started at 5 a.m. in the morning, and I finished up at 3 p.m. in the afternoon. And by Gurudev's mercy, I've started yesterday and done. And today is we're going to one program. It is Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Maharaj's appearance day. So gonna offer respects and attend the program there. And yes.
All right, Prabhu. And that is the custom in Vṛndāvan and in Navadip, that usually two devotees from the different mats will go to give honor to the various acharyas when it's their appearance or disappearance day in the different temples. So we're happy to see that this tradition is continuing.
Yes, so myself and the Pujari will go today, Maharaj, to represent ourselves to see Chaitanya Saraswati Mat.
Premasinda Prabhu, we are very grateful. I mean, very grateful from the heart, and very grateful to have your association, and especially to have your association and this tour today in Govardhan, our beautiful temple that Srila Gurudev, he gave much heart there. And just a reminder to the devotees that Gurudev, in earlier time, he was saying, I want to spend my last days in Govardhan. I shall go to Govardhan, there I shall be worry-free, and I shall sit and I will write. He said, I have many things to write. But of course, the worldwide preaching became the very prominent aspect later on, and we know that he wasn't able to do that. However, I don't know whether the Pushpa Samadhi, Pushpa Samadhi is open now, but what I would like to say is, however, we feel Gurudev's presence very strongly at his Pushpa Samadhi there in Govardhan. And in myself, I feel more strongly there than I do at his actual Samadhi in Navadip. And we know it was Gurudev's desire to go there. And the Murti, the deity of Gurudev here, came very sweetly, and we automatically, when we're in front of this deity, we reveal our mind to Gurudev, we listen, we talk to him, we hear from him also, and feel very much his presence there. So this is special Govardhan, and a special opportunity today in our back to basics, Prabhu. Very grateful.
Dhanyavad. Thank you so much for this opportunity, Maharaj. Thank you to you. Thank you to all the devotees. My Dandavats to you all. And always begging for your mercy and your blessings. Jai. Jai Gurudev ki Jai.
And Prabhu, just one more thing. Don't go without a hug from me, at least.
Big one, Maharaj. Open-handed for you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Jai.
Dandavad. Well, there's
Beautiful. Chamatkar.
Keshavananda Prabhu took us to Vṛndāvan, and quite by surprise, but very appropriately, then we have been taken from Vṛndāvan to Govardhan and to the temple there, which is where Gurudev had his wish for us to have our base when we go on parikramas in Mathura, Vṛndāvan, in Govardhan, in that Mathura Mandal. It's Gurudev's wish that our base will be Govardhan. The Vṛndāvan temple was where we can spend like a maximum of 3 nights without some specific service engagement there. And Gurudev said, how dangerous is Vṛndāvan? It is for us to go there and to honorably and carefully do the parikramas in association of the devotees. And that Govardhan will be our base. There we can stay in Govardhan very happily. So we've had very beautiful introduction and tour. We had a tour by Keshavananda Prabhu today of Vṛndāvan, the central part of Vṛndāvan, of Bhurgava Goswami's Samadhi, which is, by the way, the only Samadhi, or the only other special place. It's the only other Samadhi which is close to Rupa Goswami's Bhajan, Kutir and Samadhi. The others, though there are others, they're on the other side of the temple, and that area is kind of very carefully protected, spiritually speaking, for Rupa Goswami. And Bhurgava Goswami was also close friends with Rupa Goswami as well as with Lokanath Das Goswami and the other Goswamis. And so his Samadhi is there. And today is Kashishvar Pandit's disappearance day also. And just to briefly mention, he's one of those parshads. He's there in Chaitanya Charitamrita the descriptions of how he was very strong and he would clear the way in front of Mahaprabhu, for instance, when he was going to the Jagannath temple to have darshan, so that people wouldn't be jostling Mahaprabhu, then he will be a strong man to keep the area clear. Similarly, during the Rath Yatra, etc. And many pastimes, many times his name is mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita. So one of these great eternal associates of Mahaprabhu. And his samadhi is actually one of very few samadhis in an area which is kind of a little bit misnamed, but it's called, I think, 64 Samadhi Garden. But there's only a few samadhis, and one of them is Raghunath Bhatta Goswami. One is Kashishvar Pandit, and I'm not sure actual samadhi of any others that are there. Off the top of my head, I don't remember. But this is in a garden which is beneath and just a little distance away, the hill where Govindaji, the Govindaji deity in the temple was made, where Govindaji was discovered by Rupa Goswami in a hole in the top of the hill, and where the temple came, which was a grand 7-story sandstone temple, and that was built under the guidance of Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, and hence his samadhi is just near that temple in the place where he would stay. And Kashishvara Pandit's samadhi is just beside his samadhi there too. So as we're a little bit on parikrama today, in parikrama mood in Vṛndāvan and Govardhan, then we can mention that samadhi also.
She was also the first, one of the very first, one of the first major servitors of Govinda.
Okay, I'm just going to pass the computer closer to Paramananda Prabhu because we don't have a separate microphone.
Just a little addition.
Please take it right close to him.
Kasishvara Pandit's glories, so closer to Mahaprabhu, Antilila, the last years of his manifested pastimes. He requested Kasishvara Pandit to go and take the service of the Govinda deity discovered by Srila Rupa Goswami. And at that time, with the inspiration from Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, one of his influential disciples already constructed the temple, or it was under construction. So Kasishvara Pandit was requested by Mahaprabhu to go to Vṛndāvan and perform that seva. And there's a description of very heartbreaking separation from them, because he was one of his personal, Govinda and Kasishvara. There were two personal servitors of Mahaprabhu. So Kasishvara said, I'm unable to support my life if I'm requested to leave your association. Then Mahaprabhu, it is said, he manifested the deity of Gaur Govinda. And then he's giving the deity to Kasishvara and say, you take this deity, I'm non-different from this deity. And somehow Kasishvara Pandit could actually perceive it and saw it as the reality. So with that inspiration, he went to Vṛndāvan, and then he served the Govinda deity, and hence his Samadhi Mandir is very nearby that place, near the Govindaji temple, along with Raghunath Bhatta Goswami and some others. And during the invasion, as we know, unfortunate invasion of a person we shall not name, the deities were moved to Jaipur under the protection of Rajput kings. And the deity of Radha Govinda, the deities of Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Gopinath, Radha Damodar, Radha Vinod, and quite a few others made their new home in Rajasthan and Jaipur. And the deity of Gaur Govinda is still there. And when you look at the altar of Radha Govinda in Jaipur, it is the smaller brass deity right there in front. So then that's the deity that was given by Mahaprabhu to Kasishvara Pandit. Gaur Govinda, Radha Gaur Govinda, but Gaur Govinda. Okay.
Well, we have an added bonus now of also some parikrama, virtual parikrama going to Jaipur and to Radha Govindaji's temple in the King's Palace in Jaipur.
Let's go to Vṛndāvan, just around the corner.
Yes.
Yeah. So a little bit of a special back to basics today. And we never know what's going to happen when we wake up in the morning and when we go out of the door. So here we are, another of those days when we wake up in the morning and open the door of Zoom to the devotee world. This is what's happened today. And all this is happening on Praneshwari's birthday.
Jai.
All right. So
Enough
happily...
embarrassment, Maharaj. Listen. We have a question from Narottam Das, Narottam Nitai Prabhu. So I'm going to save it for next time because it's a very, very good and important question for BBBC. Today's program has been so special and so beautiful and so auspicious. But this question, I'm going to save it for next time. It's really, really good question.
Okay, so to save it, because I haven't seen it, so do save it.
No, it's secret. I saved it.
Oh, it's a secret question. Okay.
From Sundar.
Okay, anyway, perfect. We're very happy, as you know, to be with you all. And those of you who are on Facebook, here we have just one connection. So unfortunately, you're not able to see who's on Facebook. But
Maharaj, the first one is Rasananda Prabhu, very young Rasananda, and he's giving you news. He's moving to Moscow very soon.
From Sochi to Moscow.
Mathura Vasini, Indupati Das, but I don't know where is he. Borlagdan. And of course, Madhava Prabhu, Michael Madhava Prabhu, Govinda Anandini. Govinda Anandini Didi, Priya Bhakta Prabhu, our beautiful and loving, I sent her an invitation, but he showed up just on Facebook, Divya Shakti Didi, and Jagamohini Didi, and let me see. Tungarasa is also here. And Shyamakanta in Sokel.
Okay, well, wonderful. We are in high-powered association. And we also have Nadia Sundari Devirasi, who's turned on her microphone and she's getting her walking shoes ready for when she returns to Chiang Mai. And Indulekha Devirasi, who's, I think, probably in Texas, not America, in Texas, somewhere down there. That's where she was last week. And to each of you, I think we've given a little greeting to everyone else who's here. And to those of you who see the recorded version, of course, we feel your presence. We know you're with us, and we're very grateful for the association of each and every one of you. And a special mention today to Prema Sindhu Prabhu, because really that was a wonderful and happy surprise. Yes. And very appropriate on today's BBBC. Jai, wonderful Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Wonderful Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Rock Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. And wonderful Sri Rupa Nuga Guru Bhaga ki Jai, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Jai. Unlimited numbers of devotees, too many to mention because they are unlimited. Ki Jai, Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai, and Shri Chaitanya Saraswati Acharya Vrinda ki Jai, Shri Anugiriraj in Govardhan ki Jai, Shri Guru Gauranga Radha Rasa Vihariju in Vṛndāvan ki Jai, Shri Radha Damaraju ki Jai. And Navadip Saparika Shri Guru Gauranga Gandhava Govinda Sundar Ju ki Jai. All the assembled devotees ki Jai. And Nitai Gaura Premanandi Hari Hari Bo. Vancha Kalpa Sarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhye Vacha Atitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo. Now we know it's time to go.
Jai.
Dandavat, tutti devotee.
Tutti devotee ki jai.
Hare Krishna. Anu Krishna
Pranams,
Dev.
Maharaj. Thank you so
Jai.
much. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Seva Rupa. Why did you do that? You be quiet. Be quiet.
Have to
Jai,
un-
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much to everyone. So very special to have your association. And Premasindhu Prabhu for taking us to that wonderful samadhi of Srila Gurudev. So special and beautiful. Jai, Hare Krishna, Dandava Pranams. Bless you all.